Welcome to the Daily Globe. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more. Breaking updates: Boeing, once a symbol of American innovation and pride, has announced a major shift, moving significant manufacturing operations overseas. This decision has ignited a political firestorm, with former President Donald Trump condemning it as a betrayal of American workers. For decades, Boeing's factories were pillars of employment and technological achievement. But now, the company's legacy faces an uncertain future. The move raises urgent questions about corporate loyalty, national security, and the future of high-skilled jobs in the U.S. Boeing struggles with safety crises, regulatory scrutiny, and fierce competition from Airbus have pushed it to seek cost savings abroad. This is a moment of reckoning for both Boeing and America, as the world watches to see if this gamble will revive the giant or deepen its troubles. To grasp the impact of Boeing's move, we must remember its roots as a cornerstone of American industry. Founded in 1916, Boeing grew from a small Seattle operation into a global aerospace leader, its aircraft shaping history from W2 to the jet age. The 707 and 747 revolutionized air travel, while Boeing's factories became symbols of American manufacturing might. Its U.S. production hubs created hundreds of thousands of high-skilled jobs, supporting entire communities and fueling local economies. Boeing's close ties to the U.S. government, as a primary contractor for NASA and the Department of Defense, made its domestic presence a matter of national security. From the Apollo missions to advanced military aircraft, Boeing's work was inseparable from America's global influence. This deep connection is why the shift abroad feels so personal, and why it calls the entire paradigm of American industrial leadership into question. The move now threatens to unravel a century-old partnership between Boeing and the nation it helped build. Boeing's new strategy, announced in late 2025, marks a fundamental shift. Key production lines are moving to India, Vietnam, and Morocco. The first major change is the relocation of fuselage assembly for next-generation narrow-body aircraft, with a 5-year transition plan. Boeing cites lower labor costs, streamlined regulations, and proximity to growing markets as reasons for the move. The company aims to save up to 30% on overseas manufactured components, but this will directly impact at least 8,000 U.S. jobs and many more in the supply chain. Boeing is also ending production of its iconic 777-300ER, narrowing its focus amid ongoing financial and reputational crises. Years of safety scandals, including the 737 MAX crashes and quality control failures, have battered Boeing's finances and trust. Facing mounting pressure, Boeing's leadership is betting on a dramatic overhaul to survive, at the cost of its American roots. The consequences of this transformation will ripple far beyond the company itself. Former President Trump's response was immediate and fierce, blasting Boeing for betraying America and threatening tariffs on imported Boeing parts. Trump's America First agenda made reshoring manufacturing a central promise, and Boeing's move is seen as a direct affront to that vision. The announcement has become a rallying point for economic nationalism, especially with the 2028 election looming. Trump and his allies argue that weak trade policies have enabled corporations to abandon American workers. The Boeing story is now a potent symbol in the culture war over the future of U.S. industry. Trump's threats of tariffs and promises to bring those jobs back put pressure on both Boeing and current policymakers. The debate has exploded into the public arena, fueling anxieties in industrial states and shaping the national conversation. Boeing's decision is no longer just a business move. It's a flashpoint in America's economic and political identity. The most immediate impact will be felt by thousands of workers and the communities built around Boeing's factories. The loss of 8,000 direct jobs is just the beginning. Entire local economies, from suppliers to service providers, are at risk. Towns like Everett and North Charleston face declining property values, reduced tax revenues, and the unraveling of their social fabric. This echoes the decline seen in America's Rust Belt, where the loss of a single manufacturer can devastate a region for decades. Aerospace has been a rare U.S. export success, and shifting production abroad threatens that advantage. The move signals that America may no longer be the most competitive place for advanced manufacturing, potentially deterring future investment. For workers, a Boeing job meant stability and a path to the middle class. Now, many face retraining, relocation, or lower-paying work. The social and economic consequences are profound, straining families and communities to the breaking point. Boeing's decision is a stark warning about the fragility of America's manufacturing base. Boeing's offshoring is more than an economic shift. It's a blow to American manufacturing pride. Made in the USA once meant quality and innovation, especially for Boeing aircraft. The move feeds a narrative of national decline and raises tough questions about America's ability to compete globally. If even Boeing can't keep production at home, what does that mean for the future of U.S. industry? Offshoring risks eroding America's technological leadership, as innovation often follows manufacturing. The loss of hands-on expertise could make it harder to develop the next generation of aircraft, ceding ground to global competitors. Boeing's decision forces a national reckoning. Can corporate profit be balanced with economic security and pride? To understand the stakes, we turn to those most affected, workers and experts. Sarah Nelson, president of the Association of Flight Attendants, calls the move an abdication of responsibility and a result of prioritizing Wall Street over workers. Economists like Mark Zandi warn that while offshoring may cut costs, it introduces risks like supply chain disruptions and geopolitical instability. Boeing is trading domestic stability for international uncertainty, Zandi notes. Workers like Dave Miller, a 30-year Everett veteran, feel betrayed. We built the best planes in the world. Now our loyalty means less than cheap labor. Even business analysts question the timing, arguing Boeing should focus on fixing quality and safety at home, not adding complexity abroad. Richard Abulafia, aerospace analyst, says, "They're trying to solve a cultural problem with a geographic solution, and that rarely works." The move could worsen Boeing's existing issues rather than solve them. The human cost is real. Skilled workers face uncertain futures, and communities risk being hollowed out. The debate over Boeing's strategy is far from settled, with deep divisions over its long-term wisdom. Boeing's global pivot is a direct response to Airbus's international strategy, aiming to cut costs and access new markets. By investing in countries like India and Vietnam, Boeing is forging new economic ties, but also exposing itself to foreign political risks. The move could accelerate the rise of new competitors, like China's Comac, as technology and expertise spread. Reducing its American identity may weaken Boeing's political leverage in Washington. The global aerospace landscape could fragment, with regional hubs and shifting alliances replacing clear national champions. While this may lead to more efficient production, it also creates a more fragile and unpredictable system. The era of American industrial dominance in aviation may be ending, replaced by a volatile, globalized marketplace. Boeing's shift abroad is about more than one company. It's about the future of work, the economy, and America's identity. The move forces a debate between free market globalism and economic nationalism, setting a precedent for other companies. It's a story about people, skilled workers, engineers, and entire communities whose futures are at stake. A strong nation depends on a strong middle class, built on stable manufacturing jobs, now under threat. The erosion of this foundation challenges America's social cohesion and economic stability. This is a call to action. Citizens must engage, debate, and help shape the future of American industry. The choices made now will define the country for generations. At a true crossroads for America's economic soul.